So the 62,000 capacity crowd has generated a tremendous atmosphere inside the stadium for the start of the match. Celtic anxious to bridge the 4-point gap at the top of the Premier Division, and Rangers, of course, determined to get the result which would surely make them odds-on favourites to win the championship. So it's Rangers who go forward first. There's Davy Cooper with Graham Souness. Cooper has passed a fitness test on his injured shoulder. An awkward one flighted in to Pat Bonner, and that shows how treacherous the wind is. And I'm sure the Celtic keeper Pat Bonner will be mightily relieved to have that first piece of action. So Celtic lining up, of course, with Mo Johnston at centre forward, back in the side after his suspension and place on the subs bench last week, and he's offside. Danny McGrain wearing number 3 but playing at right back, lending his experience to the back four, which reads McGrain, Aiken, McGugan and White. So the free kick will be taken by the Rangers captain Terry Butcher. Difficult overhead conditions, the wind swirling around and it's cold and bleak, but that goes unnoticed by the supporters inside Celtic Park as referee Bob Valentine gives a throw, a free kick rather, to Celtic, taken by Danny McGrain. Johnston challenging, Monroe getting the ball forward, and down goes Cooper. The referee allows the advantage as Souness plays it wide to McPherson. Under pressure from McClair, good lay off by McLeod. This is McInally, away from Roberts, supported by Grant. Clearance by Butcher. Here's McCoist. That was intended for Durant. So here's Danny McGrain. Peter Grant wearing number 2, operating on the right side of midfield in the early stages of the match. Now Derek White, hoping for a run from Murdo McLeod. And that's a throw to Rangers. There's Derek Ferguson back in the side wearing number 7 in place of Jimmy Nicholl. He played in under 21s in Bruges very well indeed in midweek. Cooper's forward pass. Here's Durant, challenged by McGugan. So Pat Bonner has made the long trip back from international duty in Bulgaria in midweek for the Republic of Ireland. There's McInally. Celtic opening up with McClair playing off the front two of Johnston and McInally, but here's Murdo McLeod with space. Paul McStay right in the middle of midfield for Celtic. Here's McClair. Return from McLeod. And Johnston was beaten to the ball by Stuart Monroe. A good piece of defending by the Rangers fullback. But Celtic have the corner kick. And Mo Johnston certainly looks anxious to make an impression in the early stages of the match. McGugan has joined the Celtic attack for Paul McStay's corner. Kept in play by McStay. There's Johnston, just inches over the top. A brilliant header from Mo Johnston. That could so easily have been the opening goal the Celtic fans were praying for. Set up by Paul McStay's corner kick. The initial ball was headed firmly back by Derek Ferguson. Good control here from McStay on the chest. And then that near post cross. Johnston was alert. The back header, and Woods looked to be in trouble. Johnston again. Now with Butcher. McGugan towards Johnston. Challenged by McInally. And that challenge by McStay, I think happily for him, missed Monroe, but the chase is now on. Johnston and Butcher. And Johnston putting Butcher under a lot of pressure in the far corner. It's a Rangers throw. But Johnston full of eagerness now in attack for Celtic. McGugan with the throw for Celtic. It's towards McInally. A bit of pushing there on Butcher. McInally clearly offended by that decision, and Terry Butcher has taken a knock on the left shoulder. He certainly appeared to be pushed as the ball was in the air. And that was the view taken by referee Valentine. Chris Woods checking on his skipper. A short free kick taken, and Roberts again using Chris Woods. And we'll see how the wind affects the long kick out. Derek White with a header. There's McLeod. Aiken is scoring it back. There's Graham Roberts. Now McLeod. McPherson's header. Here's Souness. Lofting it into space on the right, but there's no one there for Rangers. Throw finds Johnston, and a knock in the face from Roberts. Howls of anger from the Celtic supporters, and referee Valentine will have a word with the England international. No, Johnston has taken a hefty knock, and a lecture from referee Valentine. Here's why: the ball bouncing through to Johnston, and Roberts lifting his right boot high and dangerously, and Johnston took the full brunt of the challenge. Roberts has been warned, but there's more worry for Celtic with the time being taken by Johnston to recover. We will have a free kick when Johnston resumes. So referee Valentine, I think, wisely allowing a bit of time for treatment to allow things to calm down. Bob Valentine goes off to Europe in midweek to referee the Bayern Munich against Real Madrid European Cup tie, and I think that shows the esteem with which he's held in European football circles. Johnston recovers. He's taken a knock in the chest. Short free kick. Here's Paul McStay. That's towards McInally. Back it comes to McStay, making an angle for the shot. Well, Paul McStay's intention was clear whenever he took possession in that situation at the corner of the box, trying to make room for a shot on target. So there was McStay driving across in front of Stuart Monroe, trying to get a good angle to test Chris Woods, but too much elevation in the shot. Peter Grant's header. Cooper forcing the ball up the line. McGugan appears to be in two minds. Recovering quickly enough. An offside flag was up against Robert Fleck. So Celtic have a free kick. Roy Aiken in the back four this afternoon for Celtic. The midfield is Grant, McStay and McLeod, with McClair just in front supporting Johnston and McInally. Here's Derek White. McLeod towards Johnston, faced again by Roberts. A knock across, and again the wind causing problems for the goalkeepers. Chris Woods had to react and adjust his position very quickly indeed to take that ball from Johnston. Well, you can see how difficult life will be this afternoon for goalkeepers as Johnston flighted that in. It appeared to swerve towards goal, and the adjustment made by Woods was just in time. Roy Aiken was pushed by McCoist, so Celtic have a free kick. swirling that kick out away to the far side. The wind blowing away from us in this side of the field, right towards the main stand. Good ball inside from McCoist. Here's Cooper. First chance to run at the Celtic defence. Fleck going forward, but the combined efforts of Aiken and White sort things out for Celtic. Good play from McStay. A fine pass inside, ahead of McClear. McCoist. Cooper. And Cooper was hurried into that pass by the immediate attention of Danny McGrain. Here's Gordon McLeod. Good tackle by Ferguson. Operating on the right side of the four-man Rangers midfield, comprising Ferguson, Souness, Durant and Cooper. A throw to Celtic. Only 2 men up for Rangers at the moment, McCoist and Fleck. Here's McClair. Robbed by Butcher. And a very calm piece of defending. Brian McClair clearly thought he should have had a corner kick. Misjudged in the air by Fleck and White. Ferguson playing it forward. There's Grant with the pass back to Pat Bonner. And now Murdo McLeod. McInally holding off Roberts, showing good close control again for a big fellow. McGrain in space on the right. Peter Grant making an angle. Here's McStay. Now hoping to pick out Peter Grant's forward run, but safely back with Chris Woods for Rangers. McCoy's judging the high ball. Here's Davy Cooper. No one in the middle. Fleck and McLeod chase the ball across, assisted by the wind out for the throw. So the throw from McLeod. Souness' challenge on McInally. Jimmy Nicholl has been beckoned from the dugout by Graham Souness to warm up on the track. That's very interesting at this stage in the match. Here's Souness. Well, howls of derision from the Celtic fans, but that will not worry Graham Souness, trying to use the elements to test Pat Bonner from long range. McInally's layoff is picked up by Souness. Here's White. McCoy's getting back, and Celtic forced to go back towards Bonner. Well, the early signs are that Rangers are playing a containing kind of game, making certain they give nothing away in the early stages. They kept the four-man midfield right from the start. Davy Cooper on the left side. Nose throw. Thumped forward by McGrain. There's Roberts. McCoy's trying to get to the pitch of the ball. Good leap by Souness. Souness waiting for McPherson to make the run. Now trying to reach the byline with Murdo McLeod in close attendance. McLeod is not penalised. He appeared to catch Dave McPherson, but it's back with Rangers now. Is he and Durant trying to get past Derek White? Breaks for McPherson. There's Aiken. Good ball from McInally. The first time pass and carried away there from Peter Grant. Just about a foot out as he tried to play that to his midfield man, Peter Grant. This is Munro with the throw. McGrain intercepts the pass. Munro to Cooper. Souness losing out to McClare. Chases on now for McInally with McPherson. Johnston going through the middle in support. Still McInally. And Roberts was there for Rangers. A tough challenge there with Grant. Souness picks out Fleck. White's tackle. Here's Johnston taking on Butcher. Still Johnston going forward, and Roberts comes across the cover. Johnston certainly had the Butcher in a spot of trouble at the edge of the box for a moment. The Rangers come away with Munro. The tackle from the back by McGugan is penalised by referee Valentine. So it's a very interesting defensive line-up from Celtic. They have Derek White marking Robert Fleck. McGugan on McCoy, so with Aiken the spare man. McGrain pushing forward on Davy Cooper, and Father McLeod dropping back to fill any gaps at left back whenever required. The free kick is being left now to Graham Souness. And again the ball carrying on in the air straight through to Bonner. McInally with Munro. Full back very quickly into the challenge. McInally's throw. Here's McStay. Thumped away by Roberts. Returned by White. Here's McInally again. Roberts reacting quickly to find Derek Ferguson. That's one for Fleck to chase. And Aiken in the sweeper roll coming across. Roy Aiken was not at all impressed by the return pass from Brian McClare. Ian Durant going back into his position in left midfield as Dave McPherson takes the throw. There's McLeod. McCoy tackling back well. Roberts keeps it in play. And Rangers quite content to keep things calm and slowed down in midfield. It's a good kick out by Woods. An awkward one, picked up by Cooper, and McGugan steals it back for Celtic. Butcher reacting to the call from Chris Woods. Well won by McGugan. Was judged by Durant. Now Grant. Butcher's header, helped on by Munro to Durant. Pat Bonner sprinting off his line to take control of his penalty box. Bonner hasn't quite harnessed the wind as well as Woods. Here's McClare in space. Holding off Cooper. Still McClare. McInally back to McGrain. That's for Grant. A tough challenge by Munro, and the free kick goes to Celtic. Munro protesting to the referee that he was the offended party rather than the offender, but the free kick is given, and it's an opportunity for Paul McGugan and Derek White to join the attack as McStay plays it in. Cleared by McPherson to Fleck. He has McCoist on the right. Grant's tackle. And a tremendous effort again from Peter Grant to win the ball from Ferguson. McInally eased off the ball by Souness. Free kick to Celtic. Graham Souness and Paul McStay in direct opposition right in the middle of the field. A very interesting tussle. There's McClare. Now McLeod. Chris Woods watching that carefully. McGrain's header. There's McInally. Interception by Butcher. Souness to Ferguson. McPherson goes on the outside. Here's Durant. It's a good turn. Good play by Durant. McPherson now has space on the right. And the spin was judged well by Derek White. Souness to Cooper. Sidestepping McGrain. Derek White getting in front of McCoist, but it's McPherson now for Rangers. Here's Roberts. Fleck. Derek White forced to play the ball wide of goal as McCoist cut off the route to Bonner. So a corner kick to Rangers. It's their first corner kick of the match, and David McPherson takes the opportunity to go forward along with Terry Butcher. So Cooper lines up the in-swinger. There's Butcher and McPherson at the near post. Roberts hovering at the edge of the box. And that was swirling in under the bar, and it's being chopped off for a foul by Fleck on the goal line. Davy Cooper can scarcely believe it, and really I doubt if any action from Fleck affected the issue here. A bit of pushing around the near post area, but Bonner was in serious trouble, and that is undoubtedly a let-off for Celtic. McGugan's tackle. There's McClare. Now McLeod. Forced across field by the Rangers midfield players. There's McGrain. And that's good running by McLeod. And the cross aimed towards McClare. It's won by Roberts. McStay trying to flick that towards Johnston. Good ball from Roberts to Durant. Fleck and McCoist are in attack. There's Fleck. He's onside. No, the flag has gone up. Well, certainly wasn't much in that. The linesman Jim Carlin from Linlithgow had the flag up for Robert Fleck, and I fancy he may well have been in line, which puts him offside. Good move this though from Rangers. Durant trying to time the pass forward. There was Fleck. The hand up from Derek White. There's Cooper. There's Souness. Butcher walks the ball back to Woods. Plenty of time again for Roberts. And I think at this stage in the match it may well be Rangers who are the happier side. They've coped with the initial onslaught from Celtic, taking a lot of sting out of the Celtic attacks, and now showing signs that they are ready to make a move into attack themselves. The packed Rangers end. Johnston doing well against Butcher. Souness dumps it forward towards McCoist. Support comes from Ferguson. McPherson racing forward on the right. He has to be quick to catch that pass from Ferguson. Now Durant. Tackled by Aiken. White to McInally. The layoff to McStay. That's a great pass towards McClair. Taking on Durant. Celtic getting men forward quickly now. There's Grant. Now McStay. Back it comes to McLeod. There was a deflection. That'll be a corner kick. Good inventive play from Celtic coming forward. And all opened up by that superb pass initially from Paul McStay. He was the man again who set back the short ball from Murdo McLeod, which was deflected for the corner kick. So McGugan's turn to go forward. Along with Derek White. There's McGrain with a lot of space. Standing inside McCoist. Back it comes to McLeod. And no one coming in at the far post for Celtic. Something of a wasted opportunity that, as McLeod set up the opening for a cross which Derek White was several yards short of. Sinas nudging the ball away from McClair. McPherson pushing by Aiken. Was it? No, it's McCoist who's penalised. Backing into Roy Aiken. So the free kick to Celtic. McInally controlling the ball, but tackled immediately by Cooper. This is Fleck. Paul McStay wins it for Celtic. Butcher judged that well. There's McLeod. Now McClair. Waiting for Murdo McLeod, using him as a decoy. Good play from McClair. And the cutback is won by Souness, who's fouled by Johnston. So a little bit of gamesmanship there from Graham Souness after that angry exchange with Johnston. But again, another promising move from Celtic with Brian McClair at the heart of it all. So some good play from McClair. McGugan's header, chested down by Butcher. There's McCoist. Cooper does well to retain possession. Now Souness. Derek Ferguson. Queuing up in the middle now for Rangers. One of them, Souness. That was a magnificent opportunity for Graham Souness. The Celtic defenders think he was offside. But Graham Souness really will feel he should have scored from that situation. There's Ferguson with the cross. Slanting it over beyond Roy Aiken. There was Souness with a clear header, and that's a situation he's not normally called upon to exploit. Pushing by Grant on Durant, so a free kick to Rangers on the halfway line. Ian Durant having a very interesting battle with Peter Grant in the midfield. Terry Butcher. A header from McLeod. McClair gets there in front of Roberts. Butcher's clearance. Ball swirling awkwardly, and it's returned by Monroe to Fleck. It's a good turn. Robert Fleck going through Murdo McLeod at full stretch. There's Fleck. And good goalkeeping by Bonner in the end. But that was undoubtedly a chance for Robert Fleck. And Fleck showing his tremendous acceleration as he moved forward. There he goes now, driving through the Celtic defence. This is good play also by Murdo McLeod, putting pressure on without making any rash challenge. And Bonner spreading himself to gather the shot. Range header, there's Paul McStay, tackled by Munro. And McStay certainly has an appetite for the match this afternoon. Roberts with the interception. McGugan sending that only as far as Durant. Cooper hoping for a run by Durant, but arriving after Paul McGugan. And the deflection off Durant gives Celtic the throw. Goes down, quickly back on his feet as Murdo McLeod goes forward on the left for Celtic. McLeod lining up for the shot. Well, that's certainly carelessness by the Rangers defence. They must know about Murdo McLeod's shooting power, and he was given the chance there to come forward. A lot of space there to direct a shot at Chris Woods, but comfortably taken in the end. Now here's Johnston breaking on the right. Butcher barring his path, and there's Roberts with the header. So the Rangers central defence is still standing firm, despite some superhuman efforts by Johnston, McInally and McClair up front for Celtic. So McGugan now being picked up by Terry Butcher inside the box at the near post. It's Murdo McLeod who'll attempt the in-swinger to test Chris Woods. The header by White. Woods is in trouble. There's Aiken. McClair, and the handball is a penalty kick. It's Brian McClair's shot. It was palmed over the bar, and Celtic have the penalty. The corner kick causing all sorts of problems for the Rangers defence. The initial header by White. Woods couldn't get to the ball. There's McClair, and it's palmed over the bar by Stuart Munro. So Munro certainly saved on the line, and he is being booked for that spot of deliberate handball just to add some agony to the whole scene. And it's Brian McClair who has the penalty kick for Celtic. He's taken all 9 of Celtic's penalties this season, and he's missed 4 of them, so his record so far is 5 out of 9. So it's McClair against Woods. The referee is making certain all the players are 10 yards away. 1-0 to Celtic. Comprehensively deposited by Brian McClair, and the jubilation now from the Celtic fans. No chance at all for Chris Woods. And Brian McClair, the goal-scoring machine, gets number 35 of the season. With just 11 minutes of the first half to go. We'll see this again. Thump to Woods' right. The keeper goes to the left. The perfect penalty kick. So Celtic drawing first blood, and that certainly should change the complexion of the match somewhat, because Rangers clearly were perfectly happy to keep the score sheet blank. A draw would certainly be a good result for them, but now they have to chase the game more. And here's Souness. Playing it forward. Cooper breaks for Durant. Gets towards McCoy. Two's offside. Davy Cooper having a word with referee Valentine. Something not to his liking, and it's an offside decision against McCoist. All the noise now coming from the Celtic end. David Hay looking very tense, but must be substantially relieved by that opening goal. Rangers player manager Graham Souness now realising they'll have to chase the game more and get into some attacking positions. They appear to be coping well, Rangers, with the Celtic attack until that Murdo McLeod corner kick. And that's McClair's 3rd goal against Rangers this season, the only Celtic player to score against Rangers. And here he goes again, breaking on the right. And Stuart Munro positioned himself well. yourself here at Celtic Park as these Celtic supporters celebrate the opening goal. And that will be great inspiration to Celtic to look for a second. There's Johnston, and that is another penalty kick. Terry Butcher looks furious, and referee Bob Valentine gave the decision instantly. And this was brilliant play from Johnston, going past Butcher towards the byline, and certainly that appeared to be a clear penalty kick. And now here's a problem, there's a fan on the field. Now this is very sad indeed. A Rangers supporter has come onto the field, being removed unceremoniously, but that's certainly spoiling the occasion and resulting in something of a hold-up before Brian McClair can take his second penalty kick of the match. So that fan will certainly see no more of the action. And here's Brian McClair as the ball is blown off the penalty spot, and that certainly is disconcerting for the kicker. So Chris Woods again with a dilemma. Does he go to his right or go the same way as the first time? There's McClair. Identical from McClair, and Woods couldn't reach it. It's 2-0 to Celtic. So the Celtic players absolutely jubilant. Another superb penalty kick. Woods guessed right this time, but the power and the accuracy beat him comprehensively. So David Hay behind the police officer, not getting much of a view of the match at the moment. So there's a real facer now for Rangers. 2 goals inside 3 minutes, and police reinforcement sadly coming in at the Rangers' end. Police officers now arriving behind Chris Woods' goal as McInally sets off for that long ball and Woods wins it, and Rangers breathe again. But this is certainly a crucial phase in the match now for Rangers. Bobby Robson, the England manager, must be somewhat concerned by Terry Butcher's challenge on Johnston. Frank Carson, the comedian, on his left, but no signs of humour at the moment. So the Rangers supporters chanting defiantly, but the police officers certainly devoting some attention to that area of the ground. Well, let's hope the occasion will not be spoiled by any further incidents. Rangers now have a free kick over on the far side. Paul McGugan going back into defence. Souness, it's headed away by McStay. There's McInally, now Ferguson. Grain and Souness together. It's Souness who's penalised. Durant wins it for Rangers. McGugan quickly into challenge flick. There's Souness now asserting himself in midfield. He'll have to lead by example if Rangers to force their way back into the match. And there's the sea of green and white at the Celtic end. And borrowing the song from the Liverpool supporters, "You'll Never Walk Alone." Cooper with the throw. 5 minutes left in the first half. The Rangers throw, and Souness can take a long one. This is just about as good as a corner kick. It's against the wind, but I fancy he'll still get some distance. Short of Butcher though. Souness will try again. Being taunted there by Celtic supporters. This is Cooper. That's a good turn. Souness once again. Sidestepping Grant. Appeared to be fouled by Grant, yes. Free kick to Rangers. Butcher and Roberts in the box, along with Dave McPherson. Lighted to the far corner, and Bonner made it. The ball was swirling in short. And Bonner again must be very worried about the wind. You'll see this coming in from Souness, the in-swinger swirling in. Bonner having to scramble back and keep the ball in front of goal. McGugan spins, there's Butcher. Now Monroe. Ferguson lifting it forward, inviting Fleck to chase. Roy Aitken standing in no ceremony, thumping the ball out. So these closing minutes of the first half, crucial for both sides. A goal for Celtic in this period would surely clinch the match, but Rangers again would take a tremendous lift if they could snatch one back before half-time. McPherson runs it out, that's a throw to Celtic. And I fancy over the piece that Celtic would be content to hold what they have until half-time. A two-goal cushion in a match such as this certainly presents a daunting prospect for Rangers. Butcher hooking the ball forward, McGugan underneath it, but the wind carries the ball over him. McInally challenged by McPherson. Ferguson to Souness. The layoff from Fleck. Touched on by Ferguson. Here's Davy Cooper. Good header by Aitken. And by McGrain. He fouled Cooper though. So it's a free kick to Rangers. Now this certainly gives Rangers a chance. In these conditions, this set piece could provide some prospect of success against Pat Bonner. Souness and Cooper over the free kick. So a four-man Celtic wall being forced back by referee Valentine, full 10 yards. So who will take it, Souness or Cooper? And there's the answer. Souness got it through, and good handling by Bonner as McCoist and Butcher closed in on him, looking for a slip-up. Hit in with lots of power, and there was Bonner holding the ball well. Grant forcing it forward, that goes Butcher. Grant again, Butcher at full stretch. Monroe doing well to play the ball for a throw rather than concede the corner kick. Peter Grant in no hurry with the throw. We're into the final minute now of the first half. A header from Roberts. Here's Ferguson. That header was well read by McGugan and by White, and there's an offside flag up on the far side. Ali Harris from Louth, the linesman, and Peter Grant was the player caught. So a free kick to Rangers. There may be a little bit of time to be added on for stoppages, particularly when Johnston was injured. Butcher lashing the ball forward. Up goes McGugan. Now Monroe. Peter Grant with a tackle. That's one for Johnston to chase with Roberts, and Chris Wood settles the argument. of Robert Fleck. And Danny McGrain showing his experience, thumping the ball high into the stand to waste some precious seconds before half-time, making certain that there's as little opportunity as possible for Rangers to snatch one back. But there's Monroe with a cross. McCoist is there, so is Bonner. He's had a splendid match so far in goal for Celtic. Stuart Monroe sending over a very difficult swirling ball which Bonner took very confidently. And there goes the half-time whistle. There's Brian McClair, the Celtic player who scored both goals in the first half in the penalty spot in the 34th and 37th minute. And Graham Souness now will have to do some reorganising at half-time inside the dressing room and the player manager. But Celtic started the game very, very brightly indeed. It looked as though Rangers had weathered the early storm, and then a corner kick from Murdo McLeod was swirled in. Chris Woods was at sea, and when McClair's shot came in, Monroe palmed it over to allow McClair to drill home the first penalty kick. And then Butcher pulled down Mo Johnston 3 minutes later. McClair repeated the dose, and that's what gives Celtic the half-time lead. It's Celtic 2, Rangers 0. So Celtic set off to maintain their undefeated home record this season, and they certainly have gone the right way about it in the first half with these 2 goals from the penalty spot from Brian McClair. And there's the first foul of the second half. Jimmy Nicholl, wearing number 12, is on the field. He has replaced Dave McPherson in the Rangers ranks, and he's gone straight into right back. But before he sees any action, the referee will have a word with Derek Ferguson for that foul. There's the young Rangers midfield player, just 19 years old. And Celtic's free kick will be taken by Murdo McLeod. So Celtic fans with these police officers checking things out. Things seem to have settled down on the terraces, thankfully, as McLeod sends the ball across. It's missed by Souness. Not the second time though, getting it away, taking a knock in the process. There's Jimmy Nicholl charging in with a challenge. He's been fouled, so it's a free kick to Rangers. So Rangers would have been considering, I've no doubt, at the interval, ways of reversing the first half trends, which saw Celtic have the edge and have more of the attacking play. Rangers started off clearly intent on sitting in and frustrating the Celtic attack, but these penalty kicks have changed the complexity of the match. David Hayes smoking the cigar, still looking very tense and pensive as Fleck makes progress, putting it back to Roy Aitken. There's Roberts, there's Paul McStay, opening play out, coming across field, that's for Grant. A chase now for McInally, it's a good pass. Butcher comes across the early ball, there's Johnston, he can't reach it. Well, that was almost an opening for Mo Johnston. Jimmy Nicholl tidies up for Rangers. But Peter Grant's pass releasing McInally on the right, the first time cross just beyond Mo Johnston. There's the pace of McInally, Butcher arriving late, and Johnston couldn't reach the cross. There's Davy Cooper with the throw. Now Fleck. Rangers will be very anxious to get an early goal in the second half, and that's a goal kick to Celtic, a challenge by McGugan on Fleck. A short goal kick to Danny McGrain. And there's no question that Celtic appeared to get things right tactically in that first half. Bringing Roy Aitken back into the defence certainly helped. And here's Fleck, challenged by Aitken. Such a powerful defender. Now McClair. McInally is onside. Johnston and Aitken waiting in the middle. And there was the wind carrying the ball away from McInally. Still blowing fiercely across the pitch. McStay doing some climbing on the shoulders of Graham Souness. Free kick to Rangers. So Graham Roberts will take it, and Terry Butcher has moved forward at his height to the Rangers attack. Bonner takes it cleanly. Certainly has not made the semblance of an error in the match so far. Grant's header. Butcher did well with Johnston. Cooper, now Souness. Jimmy Nicholl going forward on the right. There's Ferguson. McGugan at full stretch. There's Cooper. And McCoist is offside. The flag is up. Referee Valentine reacts to the linesman's flag. And McCoist was the man caught offside as Ferguson's cross came over. McGugan did well initially, nodding the ball on. There was Davy Cooper. You see McCoist now is in that offside position as Cooper sends the ball across. So what appeared to be a handball later on by Aiken, well, that's doubtful, I think, but in any event, the whistle had gone for offside. There's Johnston. Monroe nodding it away. Johnston sends it back, takes a late challenge from Monroe. The referee right on the spot waves play on. Determined work again by Stuart Monroe. Butcher charging in on McClare, who's been penalised for trying to keep the Rangers skipper off the ball unfairly. So Butcher with the free kick for Rangers. It's well won by McGugan. McNally. McLeod is first to the ball. McClare has joined Johnston through the middle. Tackle by Ferguson. Here's Johnston. Lay off towards McClare. Ferguson and Nicholl combined to get the ball forward for Rangers, holding up in the wind. Well judged by White. And here's Butcher. On the far side, Ali McCoist. Now Ferguson. Durant towards McCoist, and it's a good first time pass that from Durant. Just too much pace in the ball. So Pat Bonner collects that ball from Durant. And the Celtic defence breathes again. Roberts holding off Johnston. McStay winning it from Souness. Here's Roberts. Going away from Grant. That's good play by Roberts. This is Ferguson. Running into McGugan. A little bit of an angry exchange there between McGugan and Ferguson, coming to nothing with the referee's eagle eye on the scene. Souness chipping it wide to Nicholl. There's Fleck with Ferguson. Souness is free in the middle. Got a lot of space. He also has Cooper free on the left. Now a chance for Rangers. Cooper taking on McGrain. That's McCoist. A brilliant goal from Rangers. 8 minutes into the second half, and Rangers are right back in the match. Celtic made to pay for slackness in midfield, allowing space for Souness in particular. But Ali McCoist gets his 32nd goal of the season. There was Souness with the pass out to Cooper. Now this is what makes Cooper such a special player, going away from McGrain with ease, and then that beautifully flighted ball across the face of the goal. There was McCoist, and Bonner had no chance at all. So what a match we now have in prospect. 2-1 to Celtic. And the Rangers' spirits lifted enormously. It's their fans now coming to life. There's instructions coming from the Celtic dugout. So Super Ali is the chant from the Rangers fans for Ali McCoist. Certainly answering any critics he may have left. Another fine piece of striking. Nicol playing it forward. Controlled by McInally from McClair, and Butcher steps in for Rangers. Cooper was calling for the ball on the left, but Butcher didn't see him. There's Aiken. And now Grant. Rangers funneling back now, all except McCoist and Fleck. There's McLeod, now McStay. McGrain. Up goes Butcher. No malice between Butcher and McLeod. Celtic's throw being taken by Paul McStay. McLeod back to McStay. Eased off the ball by Roberts. That looked to be a foul. McStay, very determined, wins it back for Celtic. There's McGrain. The ball's hanging in the wind. Very awkward for Chris Woods, but he did well. Here's Fleck. Now Durant. Ferguson. Holding possession well. Here's Souness. He has McCoist on the outside, trying to shot himself, and McGugan blocks it. Souness goes across with Jimmy Nicol. Durant. Tackled by White. This is Ferguson. Playing it against Roy Aiken. Corner kick to Rangers. And this is a very important phase in the match, particularly for Celtic. Still trying to protect a lead which has now been halved to 1 goal. As Roberts and Butcher join the attack again. Cooper is so lethal with these in-swingers. Pat Bonner attacking the ball. There's Souness beaten by McInally and McClair. It's towards Johnston. A good layoff. Here's McClair. Butcher trying to get back. McStay goes on the outside. It's still McClair. Looking for support inside. Gets it from McLeod. Now Grant. Waving Danny McGrain on the outside, using McLeod inside. Grant again. Short ball to McStay, who did very well to retain possession against Durant. Still McStay. There's Johnston. No real power in the header, but he did very well to reach it, Mo Johnston. Took a knock in the process, but it's now Cooper on the break on the right for Rangers. Coming across field, using Durant. Jimmy Nicol. McCoist with Aiken. McGugan good across to win the ball from Durant. It's still in play. Good piece of defending by the big centre half. McInally linking with McClair. It's 3 against 2. And McInally goes down. Roberts will certainly be in trouble. A shocking tackle by Graham Roberts. He was being outpaced by McInally. McInally striding forward, he had Johnston on his right. Roberts was being beaten there, and there's no question he took the man out. And referee Bob Valentine is now taking disciplinary action against Roberts. Well, it's a yellow card, clearly. But Graham Roberts, who already faces a period of suspension, ensuring it may be longer. Celtic's free kick. They're trying to steal a yard or two to get a direct shot on target, but referee Valentine insisting on the ball being brought back. Still a 5-man wall lines up for Rangers. Perhaps now too far out for a direct shot, even with the prowess of McLeod and McClare. Chip too high for Johnston. Chris Woods wins it. Headed by White. There's Ferguson. McLeod. Peter Grant going in with Munro. It's Cooper who wins it. He's fouled by McLeod. Bad tackle by McLeod and Cooper. And it'll be McLeod now who's in trouble with the referee. So there was Cooper coming out of that ruck of players. McLeod coming across with that tackle. That's a bad one. There's no question about it. And Cooper has gone down heavily. Remember, he had that shoulder injury before today's match. And it looks as though that may have been exacerbated by the tackle from Murdo McLeod. So a booking for the Celtic midfield player. So McLeod is booked. Cooper continues, but clearly in some pain as Souness lines up the free kick. The referee is now satisfied. Here's Souness. Butcher chasing for the ball. He got his foot to it, but he couldn't put it on target. The long left leg of Terry Butcher causing problems for the Celtic defence. Delicate chipped free kick from Souness. Butcher was clearly the target. Sprinting across, covered by McGugan. One that appeared to be getting there first, but Butcher stretched to touch it behind for the goal kick. Twice with the layoff. Here's Derek Ferguson. Now Souness. Immediately challenged by Nextday. And the whistle is gone for a foul on Souness. And referee Valentine using all his renowned fitness to keep very close to the action. Right on the spot to give that decision. Butcher again makes his way forward. The scorer of just 2 goals this season for Rangers, both in the same match. So Souness with the free kick. The ball blowing off the spot again. And Souness still taking a free kick despite the fact that the ball was in motion. Referee Valentine insisting on the rules being strictly obeyed. Souness flighting in the free kick towards Roberts, and Roberts doing the pushing. Well, Roberts with that spot of descent really is on very thin ice, having been booked already. Referee Valentine taking a liberal view of that situation, and the free kick has gone to Celtic. Some activity there in the dugout. Jimmy Phillips is the second Rangers substitute. He was warming up while Cooper was recovering from that knock. Souness with the clearance. McClare gets it back towards White. And McInally is offside. No matter what he has to say to the linesman, there's no doubt the linesman was right. From this angle anyway, there's Roberts. Coist to Nickel. Robert Fleck. McGugan judged that well to intercept, but the clearance goes out for the Rangers throw. Rangers exerting more pressure on the Celtic defence, looking for the equaliser. Cooper now on the right. That's a fine cross, a chance for McCoist! And a golden opportunity for Ali McCoist goes a-begging. Pat Bonner is furious with his defensive teammates, and Cooper almost opened up the Celtic defence once again. Well, here's Cooper now on the right, comes on to his left foot, slants the cross over. Fleck couldn't reach it. There was McCoist with a great chance for Rangers, and the ball goes agonisingly over the crossbar. So this is header. There's Danny McGrain. Johnston was offside. The referee hasn't spotted the linesman's flag. He has now. So it's a free kick to Rangers. Graham Roberts now with the free kick towards McCoist. Followed across by White. Ferguson running into White. So Rangers have a chance for a long throw again. There's Graham Souness. Butcher's in the box. He's the target, all right. It's won by McGugan, and there's Danny McGrain. Good pass out of defence to McClair. Nicol quickly into the challenge. Now McStay has space for Celtic. Johnston and McInally make their way forward. McClair is over on the left. That's towards Johnston. And a beautifully flighted pass by Paul McStay, almost prized open the Rangers defence. Some good running off the ball too by Bo Johnston. Durant's header. A foul by McCoist on Grant. Roy Aitken lines up the free kick for Celtic. Towards McClair. Nicol wins it for Rangers. Fleck well tackled by White. Down goes Paul McStay, and it's Robert Fleck back helping his defence, who commits the foul. Murdo McLeod now finding difficulty in keeping the ball stationary, but it's Derek White that takes the short pass, making for the byline, and the linesman indicates that White carried the ball over for the goal kick. Still just 18 years old, Derek White, such a mature performer in defence. Off the head of Ferguson. Here's Fleck. Nicol looking for McCoist. Roy Aitken standing firm. Now it's with Souness. Ferguson. Inside is Cooper. The layoff finds Roberts. McLeod sending it out to the right, looking for McInally. Did well to get above Monroe. An offside flag up against McCoist. Celtic defence pushing out very quickly. Aitken once again. We're past the midway point now in the second half. Celtic hanging on with a 2-1 lead. Butcher got ahead to it. Here's Monroe. Challenged by Grant. Stay towards Johnston. McGrain. McClair is there for Celtic. Couldn't get accuracy into that header. The first time ball from Danny McGrain. McClair at the far post. and the header goes well wide. McLeod's header. Nicol sends it forward, looking for Fleck. Aiken wins it. It's McStay's hopeful long ball forward. A bit of shape has got out of the play for the moment. Conditions still remain extremely difficult for good football, but clearly it would be easier to maintain some pattern if the ball was on the ground more. There's Davy Cooper. By Durant, back to Souness. Durant once again. It's well read by McLeod. Stay under pressure from Souness. And McLeod thumps it forward. The flag is up on the near side against McInally. So a series of offside decisions now at both ends, breaking up the play. There's Roberts. Butcher. Corner comes to claim it. Fleck feels he was impeded by Aiken. The referee's not interested in his protests. Roberts with the header. Good play by Fleck, very strong on the ball. The pass finds Ferguson. That's towards Fleck once again. Aiken isn't deceived by the dummy. McInally, that's for Johnston to chase, but it's much too far ahead. Souness takes over again in midfield for Rangers. That's an uncharacteristic error by Graham Souness. An apology to Jimmy Nicol. Fouled by Souness on McStay. No, has been given the other way. Well, Rangers with a free kick. Certainly looked from here as though the decision was Celtic's way. And now a change is being made by Celtic. They're taking off Alan McInally and bringing on Owen Archdeacon. Well, Archdeacon will slot into the left side of midfield, allowing McClair to go forward and be the principal support for Mo Johnston. Aiken was first to the loose ball. Back now with Cooper. Taking on McGrain. Now Durant. Tackle was by Grant. Cooper played it out as he challenged Peter Grant. There's a very experienced figure of Danny McGrain with the throw, approaching his 37th birthday. Catching out Terry Butcher. There's McGugan with the header. Ferguson playing it wide, but McGrain is there with McCoist. And McCoist battling hard for Rangers. It's White who sends it forward. Monroe did well under pressure from Grant, but McStay has the loose ball. Here's Paul McStay. Well policed there by Terry Butcher. Butcher bided his time for the challenge. This is Butcher. Durant to Ferguson. Fiercely challenged by McStay. Archdeacon couldn't reach the pass. Butcher to Roberts. Urgency now required from Rangers. Time has become their enemy. Ferguson to Souness. There's Roy Aiken. Roberts coming to attack the ball. Good back header from Grant. He knew McGrain was there. Here's McClair. Well, that's good play from McClair, going all the way himself and running straight into the imposing figure of Terry Butcher. An excellent piece of defending after that inventive play from Brian McClair. Nicol. Durant is onside. Derek White has gone across. Durant's away from him for the moment. Back with Nicol. And disappointment for Jimmy Nicol and his colleagues as the cross slices wide of goal. Walter Smith now conferring with Graham Souness in the middle about any changes which may be required. It's beyond Roberts. Butcher's there though for Rangers. Jimmy Nichols' clearance. Tommy Burns just running past Murdo McLeod. Celtic substitute. Maybe involved again shortly. Next day couldn't get the ball past Derek Ferguson. White to McClair. Grant got a touch. Johnston is onside. A great chance now for Celtic's third. And Mo Johnston uncharacteristically wastes the opportunity, but there would have been a riot, I fancy, of one kind or another had that goal gone in, because the appeals for offside to the Rangers fans were vociferous. Came off the heel of Peter Grant, nodded forward, and there was Johnston, who certainly appeared to be offside, and in the end he hurried the shot over the top. Flighting it forward, the header by McGugan. There's McGrain. A very neat turn. And the layoff from Johnston, magnificent, but Grant's pass had enough pace on it. There's Grant. That's beyond Butcher. There goes McClair, and Butcher was quick enough. Moved himself very sharply indeed, the big defender, and just as well with McClair closing in. Fleck with Aiken, back it goes to Durant. Laid off for McCoist. This must be the equaliser now. Souness, and it's over the top. Appeals for handball, and referee Valentine is not interested. Harry McCoist is furious that there's no penalty decision. But a corner kick it is, and what a chance this was as Durant played the ball across. It was screened by Ferguson into the path of McCoist, who really should have buried this opportunity, but the shot blocked by the combined efforts of McLeod and Bonner. It came back to McCoist and it glanced off the shoulder of White. Well, it's nudged back by McClair to McLeod. Headed by Ferguson. There's McStay calmly down to Brian McClair. That's a careless one. David Cooper going back to make sure there was no gap in defence while his colleagues had gone forward. That's for Ferguson to chase. The tackle from McLeod. It's back with Nicol. And so calmly done by Derek White. Butcher with Johnston, and a foul against Johnston for barging into Butcher. So here's Stuart Munro. Grant comes across to meet him. This is Durant, and a foul by McGugan after Durant released the pass. It's picked up by the referee, and now there will be a hold up for a substitution for Rangers. Davy Cooper is going off. And the replacement, the first look for us at Jimmy Phillips, the former Bolton Wanderers fullback, coming on to replace the injured Davy Cooper. So that will involve some reorganisation, I think, of the Rangers' ranks, and let's see what they do as Phillips sprints onto the field, going into an attacking position on the left. Souness with a free kick. Bonner's committed. Excellent goalkeeping. So it's Pat Bonner taking all the time in the world now to allow his men to get forward. We're into the closing stages of the match as Grant has a misunderstanding there with Danny McGrain, giving the throw to Rangers. Here's Fleck. Monroe playing it forward, it's headed down by Aiken only as far as Fleck. There's Phillips, stopped by White. Souness nodding it down to Ferguson. Here's Phillips again. What a time to make your first appearance for Rangers, and Souness will be in trouble for that challenge. A blatant body check by Graham Souness. We will see this here, coming in, thumping into the tackle, and Peter Grant took the full brunt of that, and there's a booking for Souness. Referee Valentine does some more paperwork. Peter Grant takes some time to recover. Peter Grant's had a good match in midfield for Celtic, the young under-21 international. Not much noise for the moment from the Rangers' end. Time fast running out for equaliser. Roy Aiken with the free kick. Towards McClare. Looking for help. Monroe steals it from him and runs straight into Danny McGrain. This is Fleck. Fouled by McGugan. Ian Durant was settled for the throw, but he's got a free kick. Graham Souness now showing plenty of urgency. Souness sliding it in. There's Bonner. Bonner certainly has been an inspiration for Celtic this afternoon. No chance with Ali McCoy's goal, and everything else has been immaculate. Phillips, there's Grant. Archdeacon. Here to come off Jimmy Nicholl. That's a throw to Celtic. Nicholl gathering the ball hopefully. The Celtic fans now sensing victory. Johnston, McClare, Roberts, McClare back towards Johnston. Chris Wood's coming out with a foot up. Johnston took the full brunt of that. A corner kick's been given. Mother McLeod protesting to the referee. That was a foul by Woods. And Mo Johnston certainly is in trouble. So Johnston waved onside as he goes forward. The ball bouncing as Woods came out. The foot was up all right. And Chris Woods may consider himself lucky that there was no more serious action taken by referee Valentine. Well, Johnston certainly is in trouble. Celtic fans welcome Mo Johnston back on his feet. The corner kick to Celtic. Paul McStay will take it. The low one collected by McCoist. Immediately bumped to the deck by Paul McGugan. McCoist doing his defensive chore effectively, and McGugan was penalised. The chance now for Celtic. It's Archdeacon, and that's the third goal. A disaster in the Rangers defence, and Owen Archdeacon clinches the match for Celtic. Quite incredible. The free kick between Woods and Nicol goes wrong. Look at this now. Woods very casual. There's Jimmy Nicol. He didn't control it. Archdeacon stepped in. The Rangers defender still protesting, and Archdeacon was too close to the action. But Owen Archdeacon gets only his second goal of the season, and it's 3-1 to Celtic. So just 5 minutes left for play, and Rangers now surely with too much to do. It's turned away by McGugan for the corner kick. Chris Woods looks indeed disconsolate. He was involved in that complete mix-up with Nicol. And Jimmy Nicol, a very experienced player, international player for Northern Ireland, gets involved in what may well clinch the match for Celtic. There's Roberts. It's headed away by McGugan to Souness. Butcher, that's for McCoist, and a fine tackle by Derek White, making certain the shot would not be on target. What a superb defender this young man is. Durant, Bonner punching it away from the head of Butcher. Durant again, and he's fouled by Butcher, the goalkeeper. The goal doesn't count. Frustration for Butcher. Well, defeat is certainly not something Terry Butcher's been used to in recent months. So it's flighted across as Bonner goes in for it. He's held off by Butcher. The ball was thumped in, but to no avail for Rangers. Phillips with the header. There's Fleck, the head by Grant. So free kick to Rangers. Offside decision. 3 minutes of the match left. Up goes Butcher. Grant did well. Some faint appeals for a penalty, but waved aside by the referee. Could give a handball against Grant, I think. Here's Monroe, now Phillips. Ferguson asking for the ball inside. Nicol makes the run. Peter Grant read that quickly. Ferguson gets it back, and Nicol anxious to make amends. Roy Aitken's header comes off McGrain and straight through to Bonner. Well, it's been a very tough month or two for Celtic, and their fans are certainly taking the opportunity now to enjoy this occasion. The league race appeared to be over, but it's now been blown wide open by this result. Unless a miracle happens for Rangers in the last 2 minutes. But here's Johnston, that's towards McClair. Here's Murdo McLeod. McGrain. That's for McStay. A short ball inside, it's picked up by Souness. Here's Monroe. Now Phillips. Well, good play by Phillips. Storming forward from that midfield position. Chased all the way back though by McLeod. And in the end it's Derek White who escorts the ball out for the throw. Plenty of industry though from Jimmy Phillips. Here's Phillips again. It's collected by McStay. There's Mo Johnston. Monroe goes across to cover. Terry Butcher has stayed upfield for Rangers. Foul by McLeod on Ferguson. Grant thumps the ball away from Terry Butcher. All the singing coming from these jubilant Celtic supporters. Well, they haven't had an occasion like this for some time, the Celtic fans, so they're certainly making the most of it. So the Rangers fans defiant. Still have the edge, of course, in the league race. Grant's header, this Souness, beaten by McClare. Paul McStay, Celtic on the break now. McStay caught in two minds, I think, eventually losing possession to Monroe, then Souness. Here's Fleck. Terry Butcher still remaining up with the attack. That's for Durant, who's onside. And superb goalkeeping once again from Pat Bonner. Durant took up excellent position. Good ball through from Fleck. Durant was off quickly, he was onside. Bonner spread himself well to make the save. Back it goes to Chris Woods. The last minute of the match now. Souness takes over. Put under pressure by McStay, getting no chance to make a telling pass. Jimmy Nicholl gets away from Archdeacon. Rangers throw. And there goes the final whistle. Celtic are the winners by 3 goals to 1. Owen Archdeacon clinching the points late in the match after Ali McCoist had forced Rangers back into contention. So Brian McGlair's 2 penalty kicks in the first half set up the victory for Celtic, but it was their determination, resilience and absolute power of running and the fight that won the game for Celtic. So with that 3-1 victory, Celtic are right back in the league race.